Hey, there we go. And this is Wednesday, right? Whenever you want to say it, that's when you don't remember. Wednesday, the 8th of February. And this is my yoga practice for the day. All right, getting started quickly. A forward fold to get some space between the vertebrae, especially in the neck and the low back. You can feel the low back needs some space, also the neck. There we go. Had a couple pops in the low back. Felt like the third or fourth or fifth vertebrae, something like that. And the neck. There we go. All good. So we start the timer. And today is the 8th. So we have the right shoulder to the camera. There we go. And we go into a downward facing dog. Yay, down dog. And relax. Hands about shoulder width apart. Feet somewhere about hips width or shoulder width apart, something like that. And relax. In this pose, when I relax the ankles, I really start to feel the Achilles, right? Right at the back of the ankle, right there. That's, for whatever reason, to me, this pose is really good to feel the Achilles and feel that stretch a little bit. Get a little bit of tension on that. And straighten the back. Manipulate the neck. So I'm still having a little bit of a twinge on the right side of the spine. Right at the top of the shoulder where the neck starts. You know, just a hair, a bit of a twinge. It's been getting better. And relax. Almost breathe through the nose today in down dog. Almost. Still doesn't quite feel comfortable. Feel pose, straighten the arms, straighten the back, and then slowly start to straighten the legs, relax the ankles, straighten the legs. So it feels like the weight of the body is really kind of pressed into the heel of the hand quite a bit. For another 30 seconds. Oh yeah. Just relax, breathe. Feel the breath slide in and out of the body. You might wiggle the shoulders, wiggle the hips. Wiggle the spine. And that's that. Pop the left wrist. Left wrist always has a really loud pop when it does. The right wrist pops easier, but it's not nearly as loud. Fascinating. Alright, so next up, upward facing dog, which, even though it's a maintenance pose, is really cool because at least of the transition that I'm now doing to get into it. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it takes a lot of ab effort, lots of core to do that. you have to provide a stable platform. You can't just, or at least, yeah, I'm nearly not strong enough to only use the arms to hold that up. The rib cage is pressing into the elbows in order to hold that. And then like the top part of the abs presses into the elbows as well. So the elbows are pressing right into kind of the portion where the abs meet the rib cage. And maybe even a little bit lower than the rib cage. And so in order to provide a stable platform with which to raise the feet up, you really have to engage the abs. And even if it's just the chest, you still have to engage the front part of the body to provide a stable platform. And wow, yeah, that neck is really starting to feel better today. So since it's starting to feel better, and normally what happens is I lift some weights or I do some military press, that's what usually kind of tells the neck and back to chill out. Since it's all feeling better, hey, time to do that again, right? Because I still want to get stronger with my upper body strength, shoulders, arms. Another 30 seconds. And relax. And that is that. Alright. Yeah, back's feeling a lot better than it has for the past couple days. But I took the easy way back. Alright. Relax the wrists, regain dexterity. Get the timer started for the next pose, which is wheel pose. Yay! Wheel pose. Exorcism pose. Just kind of go straight into it without stopping through fish pose today. And relax. Although, kind of miss the fish pose. But in any case, we're here. And relax. Feel stretch on the abs, on the front of the thighs. A little bit on the armpits, basically. That's where it feels, the stretch feels like it's on the armpit. There we go. Feeling more of a stretch. More relaxed. Trying to get more of the weight into the hands. Alright, time to walk around. So go forward and backwards. Do we know how far I'm going? And that's that. Oh man, that is quite a workout. Alright. Cancel that. Start. We'll do half pigeons today. Right side. Hey, got a watcher. Cool stuff. Thanks for watching. So now I'm starting my half pigeons on right side. Got my timer. Set my timer for 30 minutes. Yoga, that's right. Good stuff. And so the way I do my practice, this is my personal daily practice. The way I do it is I set a timer for 3 minutes. I get into the pose and I hold the pose. So 3 minutes gives me lots of time to get into the pose, and then lots and lots of time to hold the pose, so that I can really feel what I'm working on in the pose. And with this guy, feels like the inside of the right knee might be kind of the limiting factor today. We'll see. Eventually I want to get the right hand to reach that, or the left hand to reach that right foot. There we go. Yeah, that right knee does not like that. So today I have a strap, and we'll play with that a little bit. Relax. There we go. And eventually, right, both of my hands will be able to touch my feet, my foot. Oh, this is very interesting because the limiting factor seems to be like my neck. So we'll fix that. There we go. Now the limiting factor is the shoulders, and then I can see about how close I am. Still not very close, so well. Can stretch the shoulders, move the neck back. And I think that's it for today for that. But yeah, inside of the knee doesn't like that for whatever reason. It's getting, like, the knee's getting pushed out too far that way. Alright, next up, next side. Half pigeon, left hand side, got the timer going. Get all the parts of the body into a good spot. Try and do exactly the same thing you did on one side, on the other, more or less. Relax. Try to relax. But this pose does take a lot of effort. Relax, feel the breath, feel the body. The left knee seems to be a little bit more tolerant than the right knee of this pose. I think I did this for about a minute. Yeah, this side can go longer. But you want to keep balanced, so keep balanced. Plug the strap on this side. There we go. Yeah, this side seems much more able to do this. Maybe I'm just going easier on it. I don't know. Maybe it's a second side bias, right? The second side is usually easier than the first side in general. So yeah, maybe my hip placement has kind of figured it out on this side a little bit. So there's different things to work, right? Because you can work the shoulders, so I'm working now, or you can kind of pull that up and start to work the legs and hips. So, fascinating pose, cool stuff. And I think what I really kind of, where I have a lot of room for growth, is in the shoulders. It just feels like it's a soft tissue stretch, and they feel like blood flow is getting constricted. And I think that's it for this. Alright, cool stuff. And so that really was a back bend, right? Now I've done all my back bends for the day. Do a forward fold to counteract that. And relax. Let the spine slowly get into position. Balls of feet together, heels together, ankles maybe together, gently pressed if at all. And relax. Interlace, so can't see it a little bit. Alright, interlace the fingers behind the back, right knuckle on top, get the palms together. Try to keep the palms together as you straighten the arms. Keeping the palms together makes this into a massive stretch on the chest and shoulders. If you can, keep the palms together. It also takes a lot of effort from the fingers and forearms, fingers and wrists, to keep those palms together. So relax the shoulders, try to relax everything else in the upper body, and yet use the fingers and wrists to keep the palms together. Keep the legs nice and straight as you can, as straight as feels comfortable. And let the body fold over. Yeah, the chest just feels like it's got a lot of room for growth with this. It's like soft tissue growth. So like muscles or tendons or something that feel, I'll say tight, right? But all things are relative, right? Tight for me. It's not tight for other people. But I feel some resistance, right, being provided by the muscles pulling back. In about 45 seconds, so I need to swap the fingers. So the left knuckle is on top. Wrists or palms together as best as you can. Because the fingers and wrists are getting tired. And relax. Feel that stretch on the chest and shoulders. Pulse the muscles on the shoulders. Just to see what that feels like. Twist around. The hands are shot. Yeah, trying to move stuff around. Increase the effort required. Hey, shin to forehead. Very cool. Next up is hamstrings. Alright, hamstrings, fun stuff. Right side first. So the easy mode hamstring stretch is Janu Shirsasana. Relax, feel the body. And I do feel tension here, right? Not that you can tell. But I do feel a stretch on the right hamstring. But that's just the starter pose for me. Flip that leg out. And then do whatever this stretch is. So I want to get the shoulder on the inside of the thigh. I want to get the forehead down. Forehead first, then the shoulder. That's usually the best way to go about it. And the right hand underneath the left thigh. And there you go. Nice stretch. And then relax the left shoulder. In fact, I feel more of a stretch on the left shoulder than the right thigh. And relax. Feel the body. Just feel all the sensations in the body. What does that feel like? Allow the parts of the body that are providing the sensation, bring that conscious awareness to those parts of the body. And when you do that, you have a, don't know how to describe it, but there's, when you become consciously aware of a certain part of your body, it is as if the blood vessels start to dilate. Blood vessels and everything else. And so if you can get into a position, even a kind of an extreme stretch, right, like I'm in right now, but you can get there comfortably, right? So the body's providing sensation, right? It's not pain. Pain means you need to chill out, pull back. Sensation means, okay, yeah, we can do this. We can hold that. So there's a difference between sensation and pain. But if you can feel the sensation and feel that part of the body, right, there's some sort of connection there that happens and is really cool and it feels really good. Which allows that part of the body to grow, or helps that part of the body to grow. And relax. And feel the stretch. The timer always starts too early. That pose is awesome. That pose feels really, really good. Yeah. Once you can get there, yeah, and you can hold it without freaking out, yeah, that pose rocks. All right, so left side. My left side is usually not as open as my right side, although I am doing it second, right? Second side's usually easier, but left side's usually a little bit harder. That's what I've noticed in my body, and yes, I do feel tension on the hamstring. Probably have a little different hand placement, right? So you got the left hand on the left thigh to keep that leg straight, keep the left leg straight. And then relaxing the back. All right, but that's the starter. And then, yeah, and if you get into like a deep stretch and you don't go there very often, always move very slowly, right? So like Janushirasana, I kind of pop right out because I know how to do that. I've been doing that for quite a while. I've been doing it that deep for quite a while. So I can just kind of pop out perhaps a little faster than most people. Whereas this pose, I have to go slower to get into it. And I get out of it slower. Relax. And when you get so this time the left arm is the bottom arm, we've got the left hand over the right thigh. You turn the eye of the elbow, right? That's the bicep side of the elbow. Turn that towards the earth. And then sometimes that will pop the ball and socket joint of the left shoulder. No pops on the shoulders today. But it's all good. Just feel the parts of the body providing sensation. And relax. Eventually, when you start to get all the way down, right, you start to straighten the back a little bit. Eventually, you can start to work the back of the head, back of the skull towards the shin. Timer's already going off again. Timer just seems to go off too early on that pose. I like that pose a lot. All right, next up, hip openers. Yay, hip openers. So, get the neck in place, get those vertebrae in the neck in place. So what are we doing? Doing the right leg first, right? So start off with the half lotus. fold on a half lotus. Hey. Shin to chest. Foot to chest. Watch out as the muscle slides to the different side of the hip. And back to the floor. Foot to the chest. And again, feel more of a stretch on that hip on that side. And then release that muscle again. Get the shin into the chest. Feel that half lotus foot. Oh, hey, through a full lotus, right? Try to get down. There we go. Oh. Foot behind the head. And there we go. Yeah, this pose is always an interesting pose. I'm finally starting to get to the point where I'm really starting to feel comfortable in the pose. Right? Not that you can tell difference, but there's difference, right? So on my hamstring stretches, right, when I was doing the shoulder all the way to the floor, right, in those poses I can just kind of hold that forever. This pose is very interesting, right, because right, the thigh just does not do this during the day, and it actually tightens up during the day, right? So it's got to, over the days, weeks, and months that you practice this pose, the thigh muscle has to learn, okay, yeah. During the day, we tighten up. But in the mornings at 8 o'clock, we loosen up, right? And so it has to learn to do that. And plus, this stretch constricts a lot of the blood flow in the thigh, in and around the thigh. So the body doesn't like that. It's not a comfortable feeling, especially at first. And so it takes a little bit to get comfortable with that. But then after a while, you start to get comfortable with it. And then you can start to relax and release. Just a little bit more. So yeah, actually my left shoulder also feels like it's going to sleep a little bit. So that's my whole, my left arm, my left shoulder. And that too has to relax, right? That's one of the good things about having the timer is you don't hold things for too long. So that you can allow yourself to hold a pose where the blood flow is a little bit constricted without having to worry about holding it for too long. And that's that. Very slowly, especially if you're not used to the pose. How do you know when you're used to the pose? Well, your body will tell you. You'll just be able to feel it. So that's the right hand side. Clear that out. Get the other side started. All right. Left side. Cool stuff. Left foot on the thigh. Half lotus. Forward fold. Oh, look at that. Forehead to the ear. Very cool. Shin to chest. Touch that shin. Foot to chest. Touch the foot. And then back to the earth. Feel the foot to the chest again, and then now watch, right? So I'm going to bring the shin to the chest, right? But the first thing I do is I bring the foot all the way down, and then I bring the shin over, right? Why do I do that? Because this muscle has to slide back and forth onto different sides of the bone. And so allowing the foot to go down allows that to happen. All right, half lotus, or full lotus just to get the knee down, a little more. Stretch right at the tip of the quad right there. Very cool. And then, all right, what you paid to see is the foot behind the head. And yeah, the thigh never seems to like it at first. Just gotta get used to it. And you gotta get used to the different sensations, right? Because sometimes there's very strong sensation, but it's not painful, right? First time you feel it, you don't know what you're feeling, right? And so it is painful. And whenever you feel pain, right, that's your body telling you, hey,
pull back, pull out. Don't keep this for a long period of time today. But when you start to get used to things, right, it's not painful anymore. It's just sensation. So there's that threshold between pain and sensation, right? So the amount of sensation goes up, right? Then there's that threshold where it starts to become painful, right? Always stay behind that threshold so you can have sensation but not pain. If you start to feel pain, that's too far, then the body's going to start doing things that your mind doesn't want it to do or hadn't considered in order to ameliorate the situation, in order to resolve. So it's that threshold between sensation and pain. And so if that's the threshold, right, if you hold yourself behind the pain threshold, that threshold will eventually start to extend itself and start to get further out so that you can hold with a higher amount of sensation for a longer period of time without feeling pain. So that's that. That's the lecture on pain and sensation.
And that's the timer for that. Very slowly. Right. Because the blood flow has to reestablish in the thigh. There we go. That's that. Start up. Wide splits. Go. Feet down. Feet get a little closer because that's what I feel like today. In fact, let's do the feet a lot closer today. See what that feels like. The closer you get the feet together, the harder it is to get the man parts out of the way. There we go. And so yeah, I am purposefully not doing my legs like 180 degrees, right? I'm not doing them like that today because I want to feel this stretch as I bring the legs a little closer together. So it's kind of a different stretch, right? Because I feel like there's room for growth in the hips in this area to allow the hips to rotate. And there we go. Very cool. That's right. So now, right side first today. So let's get the right shoulder down, right? But then put the left arm behind the back. So I can stretch the right shoulder and manipulate the left shoulder at the same time. Which will feel very interesting on the other side. The right shoulder feels tight for some reason. Interesting. And we'll hold this for a little bit, and then we'll do the other side. Or flip the arms to the other side. So yeah, I'm actively trying to press basically the left or the right elbow into the earth a little bit to enhance the stretch on the right shoulder. And then I'm also trying to feel that left shoulder. At the same time, straightening the back a little bit to feel more sensation on the hips. And yeah, the left shoulder is the limiting factor on this guy. Alright, other side. A little over on that first side, but hey, that's okay. Just trying to feel my right thigh a little bit, that's interesting. And then, so like with the left arm, right, I can get the hand all the way to the scapula just by walking it over. The right arm, that's not quite so easy. So for this position, the right arm is not as flexible as the left arm. Even though, in general, the left side of my body is a little bit more flexible than the right. Not for this particular pose, not for this particular manipulation. And that's the timer, so that's that. out. Put the body ready. Alright, next up, handstand practice. Alright, let's see what we can do with the handstand today. And we'll do the semi-cool stuff of yogi squat, right? There we go, and then we go to crow pose. And then we'll see if I can hold the handstand for a little bit today. There we go. That's crow. And then hold it. Oh, come on. Oh. Regain. Ah, almost. All right. So yeah, that's me. That's what I'm working on. Cool stuff. Hey. Who's that? Mystic Fire the Freak. Awesome. Thanks for watching, sir. And thanks for becoming a fan. And Chatty BK, thank you so much for watching and giving me a comment. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I should be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Every day, 8 a.m. unless I'm not feeling good for whatever reason. So, in any case, thanks again, and hope you all each enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.